it's not just so physical. I'm the top, but won't get up so critical. So let's make things physical. I won't treat you like you're all so typical.
So we just wrapped up a briefing, chatting about what we're going to do social media wise tomorrow. I don't know if you can hear me because it's very loud, but I'm just walking back to my friend's place, and I'll chat with you guys a little bit more about what's going on, why I'm here, why I'm excited, and hopefully what I'm going to learn. So it's very windy. Ottawa's very cold. If you've never been to Canada before, it's cold here all the time. But yeah, just heading back. So I just filmed this whole video out of focus, which was unreal. So I guess now that I'm doing it a second time, I can give you the briefer overview of what is up. So this week, today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I am doing the social media work for the IPCI conference in Ottawa. So IPCI is a conference, let me find the info. IPCI is a conference, it's the 7th International Parliamentarians Conference on the Implementation of the ICPD Program of Action. And basically what that is, it's a bunch of different MPs, ministers, congresspeople, people in government and politics from around the world, global south and north, coming together to really discuss the implementation of recommendations made at the 1994 Cairo conference. So it's put on by the United Nations Population Fund. Let me read this. The Canadian Association of Parliamentarians on Population and Development, Inter-American Parliamentary Group on Population and Development, United Nations Population Fund, Government of Canada, European Parliamentary Forum on Population and Development, and Action Canada for Sexual Health and Rights. So an unreal group of people coming together to talk about reproductive health care and sexual health and rights and family planning. Really, really excited to be here. It's just an unreal opportunity to be able to listen and discuss and question a lot of the practices and ways that we're looking at international humanitarian aid for reproductive rights, but also really assessing reproductive rights within our own backyard. So I have hair everywhere. I've been here like 10 minutes and I already have hair everywhere. I actually don't know. I wonder if the program's in here. Everything's stuck. So we have really, really incredible people coming. We have people from different, just honestly everywhere. I got sent a list and I was like, whoa, this is incredible. We've got the Minister of International Development in Canada, kind of the opening keynote tomorrow. Then we're going through the purpose of the conference. Then we have like a plenary? Plenary? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Plenary? I've gone to a lot of conferences where they've used this word and I just try to avoid it as much as possible. But basically what it is, it's a group, everybody does like a session. So it's normally something like a keynote. This one has moderators, so I'm assuming it's like an interview, more of like a discussion. Oh, panel discussion, if I could read. I think the topic is examples of how respective religion or country has made progress since IPCI 2014 in terms of laws, policies, and funding. So I actually just learned today that SRHR stands for Sexual and Reproduction Health and Rights. I got this big package from IPCI and it came with a bunch of really fun stuff, so I'll show you that in a sec. I'm really excited to be here specifically because international health policy is something I find so fascinating. And I think with the gender studies minor that I had for quite some time, really shed a lot of light on how the different intersectionalities that various groups of women face affect their access to resources and specifically to health resources. So I'm really excited to learn from all the incredible people in this room, what their experiences have been like, what the experiences of the women in their communities are like, but hopefully I learn a lot tomorrow and I'm able to share a lot of that with you guys. If anybody watches this, I'm saying you guys in hopes that somebody watches this, but they might not, so just with myself then, maybe. you're Southern, you're like, okay. We're having microphone troubles. That works.
Economically, that can also cover. You know, there are some girls who are so intelligent, but the fact that they have no access to family planning products, they end up not finishing school. They end up having early marriages. They end up committing some crimes in terms of abortions, because in other countries until today, abortion is not accepted. So these are some of the economical challenges that many African countries they are facing. It's not a matter of giving them any incentive. It's the incentive itself by not dropping out of school just because of pregnancy. That is an incentive. You finish school, you'll be employed, you'll be looking after yourself, you'll be looking after the parents, you'll be looking after your children. What else do you want apart from that incentive?
First of all, I think it's been a good day, and there's no question about that. And it's a critical meeting to have parliamentarians be able to look across from one border, across borders, and look at another country. Because these are such sensitive issues that so many governments find, let's say, not so easy for all governments to push through and to ensure and guarantee as rights, because it has to do with power, and it has to do with women's power and sharing the pool and creating a more equal world. And that's historically has always been challenging. But given the challenges, and they're also so kind of culturally bound, it's really useful, I think, for all politicians and for all of us to see how are people accomplishing that in another country. How are they, what's the conversation? Have they embraced sort of, religious leaders? Have they worked with grassroots people? Have they worked largely with young people? What have been strategies that have been more or less effective in trying to expand sexual and reproductive rights? So I think this is, in some respects, one of the richest moments in the type of meeting that needs to happen whenever you have a challenging and controversial agenda.
And any other argument you can think of that they used to undermine women. And, really, people did not listen to that scaremongering.
Here comes the rush before we touch. Come a little closer. The doors are open, the wind is really blowing. The night sky is changing overhead. It's not just our physical. I'm the top who won't get up so critical.
Our tripod issues continue.
Genius.
Oh,
It's gonna work.
here we go.
That's crooked. Okay.
Knock it over. I think for me, some of the biggest takeaways that I had from today are the importance of family planning, collectively, kind of socially, politically, and economically. Until the statistics were brought forward from the United Nations Population Fund, I didn't know kind of what the benefits of family planning were for everyone involved. So I think that was a really big eye-opening moment for me. The panel discussions were so informative. We were so lucky to be involved in so many of them as spectators and be able to really engage with the content as young people. So it was really inspiring to be there, and I just can't wait for tomorrow and to continue these conversations with really like-minded people supporting reproductive and sexual rights around the world. I'm home! Day one, down. Actually, such a cool day. Such a cool day. We started off, I honestly could read you the schedule, but I don't even think it would do it justice, but we basically started off with the Honorable Hetty Fry, who is a minister in Canada. She's incredible. She's the longest serving MP, and her riding is in British Columbia. We also started the day with this very, very incredible Indigenous elder who recognized the land that we were on, which is so, so important, especially when we talk about truth and reconciliation. Recognized the land that we were on, and then started our day with this really amazing prayer and song, Indigenous song, which is, in my opinion, so important. And then we had the Honorable Mary Claude Bibeau, who is our Minister of International Development in Canada. She was basically leading, whoa, my hair. She was leading the conference, and so kind of did a lot of the opening remarks as well. And then we did kind of the purpose of the conference, which was led by, let me find his name, Arthur Erkin, who's the director of the Division for Communications and Strategic Partnerships with the United Nations Population Fund. And then we went into our first plenary, and people were saying plenary today and instead of plenary or whatever, so I'm just gonna go with plenary. That was really cool. And then we had that panel discussion with representation from everywhere pretty much, which was incredible. So then we went into breakout sessions, and I was really fortunate to attend a breakout session that was really focused on family planning and funding family planning based on international humanitarian aid, but also being able to look at resource allocation within one's kind of home country. So really, really incredible. It was co-chaired by the Honorable Isabel Dix, who's an MP in the Netherlands. It was also co-chaired by Her Excellency Hazel Brandy-Williams, who's an MP in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so they had a bunch of different people. Jennifer Davis came. She is a program manager, program coordinator, I don't know, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which does a ton of incredible humanitarian work and really holds sexual and reproductive health care and rights at the core of its mission. So great to hear from her, and a couple people from the UNFPA as well. So just really, really informative. Honestly, one of the biggest things that I took away from that session, and because the breakout sessions are smaller, there's more room for discussion, but one of the biggest things that was my computer. That was my computer again. I hope it doesn't do that again. One of the biggest things I took from that session was looking at the way in which family planning not only benefits kind of the person that's trying to access it, but the way it benefits economies, the way it benefits countries. Family planning, access to contraception, access to abortion isn't just for the person, and I would say for the woman who's trying to access it. We can see, and many of these speakers shed light on the fact that when women are involved economically, when women are able to leave the house, when women are in control of their own bodies, when they are able to stay in school, it uplifts a nation. Economies do better. Children are not dying prematurely. Women are not dying during childbirth when we prioritize family planning. Whew, just had a big scare there. I thought I lost all the content I had filmed all day. So, like I mentioned, I think there were a lot of really amazing key takeaways. We had an evening reception that was hosted at McDonald House, so that was really cool, and it was put on by the House of Commons in conjunction with the Canadian Association of Midwives. So really cool. I learned how to birth a breeched baby. That was cool. I'm really just looking forward to tomorrow. It's been a long day, so I need to get some sleep, I need to shower, get my life together, probably do some homework, but I'm honestly pretty excited, so it should be all good stuff, and I will see you guys soon.